I'm Rebecca Vargas, and this is HSN Today. Thank you so much for shopping with us. I'm really excited about this product right here because, first of all, it's Bell+Howell. So Bell+Howell has been a brand that we have known, we have trusted. They have come out with all different types of technology, and this one I really love for the summer months. Or if you live in a place like Florida, California, where pests, rodents, insects, all the kinds of things. Maybe you live on a preserve around, you know, a lot of trees, and who knows what it might be. But this is the time you're opening and closing the doors, the sliders, the critters. If you want a nice little repellent without smell, we're gonna use the power of sound waves. I personally own this. I love it. I have not seen anything come in my house, and we live right on a preserve and a retention pond, and we live in Florida. So I can attest, it works. I also have a pet, and my pet, my dog, is not disturbed by it whatsoever. But guess what? You're getting a 12-pack. So we get the whole house covered. Your area towards the back of the house, maybe it's a room that you tend to see a lot of little critters come in. I don't care where it is, you get 12, you decide where you want to put it, maybe gift a few if you live in a small space. So this 12-pack is a weekly deal drop. What that means is this wonderful price will expire at midnight on Sunday, or we're gonna straight up sell out. And it's gonna go back up to that $60 price tag. Today, $39.99. That makes each one of these about $3 and change. And it's got the power of these sound waves. It's exclusive, and it's a brand new set configuration. So I'm gonna bring in the expert to tell us how this works. I don't know how it works, but it works, Lou Caputo. And thank you for it. Every once in a while, I hear like a little zip. Does that mean it's getting something? It's like very real. It has to be whisper silent.
You know what you're actually hearing? You're hearing the LED.
That's what it is.
Go on and off. Yeah.
I thought, is it like getting an insect or something?
No.
Okay.
No, because these are repellers, so we don't actually kill anything with these, which is kind of the neat thing. They use ultrasonic sound waves, so they use science to repel the pests. Now, here's the thing about ultrasonic sound waves: we can't hear them. Like human beings won't hear them, so you won't, your kids won't, and your dogs and cats, for that matter, won't hear it either. You know who hears it? Rats, mice, ants, roaches, and spiders. Those are the 5 species that we've tested these on, and we know for certain they work. Now, because these are ultrasonic, because they're tiny speakers that make a sound, and they do plug into any outlet in your home. They're going to reflect off of solid surfaces. They're going to echo, okay? So that's why we tell people, listen, you need one in every single room in the house, because think about it. You know, you put it in the corner, not in the corner, but you put it in the room, it's going to echo off the far walls, the side walls, all over the place, and the door's going to stop it from going any further. So you want to have one in every single room, but you also want to make sure you've got the attic, the basement, and the garage covered. So all those spaces, and that's why we're giving you 12 with this set. They literally are $3 and change. $3.33 each is exactly what they are. Yeah.
And I paid more for it at the time, and I don't know.
Isn't it funny?
We didn't have it. I don't think it was 12.
This is the most we've ever offered.
I think I have 3.
You know what? I don't even know where they found these, to be honest with you.
I was shocked when I saw this.
This model, usually we sell it with a bunch of other ones that have fancy features and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, what you really want is the quantity. You want to have one for every single space in the house. That's what these are going to do for you. And you know what? It doesn't matter where you live. You can live in the city, the country, wherever. There's 2 types of people in every situation. People who've got a pest problem, and the people are going to have a pest problem. That's the fact of the matter there, because we live with them here. And I don't want to kill them. I just want them to go away. But I'm also a lazy person. So I don't want to have to do a lot of work to make that happen. I just want to plug in something and forget that it's there. And honestly, the only way you are going to know that it's working is right here. There's a little red LED. You'll see that it's on all of them, but it's going to flash every time it emits a pulse of ultrasonic sound. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, the pests are going to be gone. That's the easiest way.
I mean, at the end of the day, let's prevent them from coming in. And if they're already in, let's try and get them to get out.
Yes.
And you're not using all these chemicals. I know when you've got a situation, you're running to the store and you're hoping to find the chemicals and you're spraying them.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Oh, you were prepared.
Oh, no. No, because this is the thing, okay? So let's say that you've got a problem with ants at your house, which these are effective against, your Bell+Howell Pest Repeller, all right? So you go out and you buy a bunch of traps, and you buy some crystals, and you buy all kinds of stuff to put down there. So you think you got your ant problem handled, okay? Then you have a roach problem. So what do we do now? We go out again, and we spend a little bit more money, and we buy a bunch of stuff for the roaches, because you can't use ant stuff on roaches, okay? So it's a whole different set of different chemicals and sprays and bombs and all that stuff for the roaches. But then you get that under control, and you say, okay, now what? rats. You get rats, you get mice, okay? And when you get the rats and the mice, I like to say that this is when we get medieval, because we go to like some really crazy lengths with rats and mice.
Yeah.
We've got the old-fashioned traps right here that we all know. By the way, if you've never baited one of these, good luck.
I was gonna say, I might hurt myself doing that.
Oh no, I have on occasion. I almost the other day almost had to go off when I was out here. So yeah, these are dangerous. This stuff down here, frankly, though, scares me even more. This green stuff is actually poison cubes.
Well, that scares me because I've got toddlers and I have a dog. I mean,
who likes the little,
who doesn't have somebody, a grandkid or a dog or a pet or a cat?
I do. And that's why I don't want this stuff. But here's the other thing too. When you poison a rat or a mouse, do you think that it just like goes out in the middle of the floor and lays on its back and dies? No, it goes into your attic, your ceiling, your floors. I even had one lady call me one time and say it went into her couch and they die there. Yes. So then all of a sudden one day you start to notice this aroma, let's call it, right? Floating through the house, this odor wafting around. And it is disgusting. What are you gonna do? Open up a wall? You gotta wait for it to dissipate, okay? But when you use the Bell+Howell Pest Repellers, there's no killing anything, there's no trapping, there's no resetting traps, there's no walking around having to spray again and again and again. You know, and think about this, when you use these sprays and all these poisons and stuff, you're gonna run out eventually, and you're gonna have to buy more. So
and
it's a never-ending cycle.
They're not cheap.
No.
And when you go to those home stores, and you don't even look at the price tag at that point, because you don't care, right? You're not even thinking about it. So this is a future self will thank you product. That's what I like to call it. Your future self will thank you. It's a prevention, and it's also a deterrent, and then it gets rid of the situation. And I can attest because I have it. But I only have 3, so now I got to get the 12-pack since we finally have this configuration.
You only have 3?
Yes, and I have them right now in our main living space because it backs up to our big preserve, our lanai, where we are constantly opening the slider. So I'm like, okay, I'll put them there. If I notice a problem in another room, maybe. But now I have the opportunity.
Every room.
Every room.
Every room. And that's why we're giving you a 12-pack at a price that, quite frankly, do you know there was a time, mind you, I've been here 1,000 years, okay? There was a time when I first got to HSN back in a decade we called the 80s. And back then, we sold 2 of these for about $24.
I believe it. I mean, I'm telling you, we don't do these configurations often. When I got mine, and I've only had it maybe a year, I try to find it on our website. I think I got them from us. I know you can get Bell+Howell out in the retail
can. You're not going to get as good a price, but you can.
And I think I may have, because we were out. We were out of stock in HSN.
These go fast.
So you've got to hurry when we have it.
Really do.
That's why it's a weekly deal drop. So if you're a new customer, we do these really fun offers for a week only. So from Monday until Sunday at midnight, if we don't sell out, which usually we do, because it's a great price, it'll go back up to the original price. So this 12-pack will go back up to, I believe it's that, $60 price tag, $59.99. Or we'll sell out while we took, you know, $20 off. You can also break up the payments, $13.33, but you break it up, you're getting 12. That's $3.33 each.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about the difference, another difference between these sprays and your Bell+Howell Pest Repellers, okay? And this, for me, is a huge difference, and that is the fact that this is reactive, and your Bell+Howell Pest Repellers, these are proactive, okay? So before I have an infestation, I'm putting these in and it's gonna repel them. It's gonna drive them out of the house. They're not gonna be there to nest and to, you know, do things, weird things in my attic and stuff. None of that. Now, with this stuff, by the time I think, oh boy, I better go buy some spray or I need to get a trap or whatever, you've already got an infestation. It's already happening. Hey, can I make... Who knows
if they're making babies already?
Oh, well, okay.
Right? Like, you don't even know.
You just led me into something.
I literally have had goosebumps this entire presentation.
I was about to ruin your morning. You ready for this?
At this point.
At this point.
At this point, we're here.
Cockroaches, okay? One of the biggest problems everybody out there has. The most prevalent kind in the United States is what they call the German cockroach, right? They breed like nobody's business. Here's the thing. If a female German cockroach is carrying an egg sac, and they carry 2 of them, 1 on each leg, right? You kill it, what do you think happens to the eggs?
I've heard about this.
The eggs jettison, like literally fly off of the mother as she's dying, and they still hatch. And it's not like 1 or 2 or, hey, look, it's twins. No, thousands and thousands
You know
of
what
roaches.
else I really realized? I didn't know until I got my own condo, first job out of college, and I was living in a condo in Florida, and I kept getting these big types of roaches and I'm like, I don't understand. I actually am very clean. I don't
bugs?
Yeah, I don't leave food out. Like, I was really clean. I don't understand. And the guy,
it doesn't matter.
The exterminator came and said, so if you live in a condo, an apartment building, or anything where it's close to shared people
all around you.
People are around you. You don't know their practices or issues. So to have something like this, you could be completely clean. You have no idea how these critters are getting out. this could prevent it for you when it's somebody else's problem. So that was another good thing to think about.
So here's what I say to people that live in high-rise buildings and places, you know, townhouses, places where there's people living around you. I tell them that when you install your Bell+Howell Pest Repellers in your personal space, it's like having a force field around your space. You know what I mean? It's keeping them away. By the way, if, you know, a lot of these people that live in high-rise buildings think they're so far off the ground that they're not going to get pests. Think about this for a second. In the walls where all your pipes and wiring and all that stuff goes, that's like a super highway for pests, okay? They can get anywhere in the building that they want, and that's why it's so crucial to have these. People that own new construction, people that, you know, live in the city, that live in the country, everybody's gonna have these problems. Why? Because if you've got a brand new house, to build it, they tore up the habitat for all of the pests. They're gonna look for some place to go, and your house has got food, you've got water, you've got heat or air conditioning, you've got all the things that they want, so they're gonna wanna come in. This is just the easy way to not have to pay $100 a month to have somebody come out and spray around your house or come into your house. You know, a stranger coming into your home and spraying poisons. This is the easy way to do it, and you're just using sound waves that you'll never hear.
And I have a dog, and we've had this for over a year.
Oh, my dogs could care less.
My dog doesn't, so I'm not making any claims, but we can clearly see our dogs.
No, my dog doesn't care.
They have no idea, no difference whatsoever. And I've got kids, and I just love that because I'm not dealing with the chemicals, and I love the visual of the force field. It's creating a force field. You're telling these rodents, the cockroaches, the mice, the ants, and the spiders, that you are not going to have a comfy living space here. So they're probably going to go and tell their other friends, don't go over there, it's uncomfy, the sound waves will make you uncomfy. So I love that it's proactive.
Did you notice that when I took out all the different poisons and traps, there was nothing for spiders? Because you can't trap a spider. They are the ones that build the traps. They make the webs, okay? So you can't catch spiders, all right? But the Bell+Howell Pest Repellers are effective at ants, roaches, mice, rats, and spiders. And that's the cool thing about these. They've actually been tested by a third-party lab that they are effective against those 5 main species. Do they work on other things? Maybe. But we've only tested on those 5 because they're the most common.
Personally, I'm going to tell you, Run, I had to go buy these retail, and I only got 3 because here at HSN, we didn't even have them in stock.
You're getting 12 here.
You get